Hey everybody, welcome back to Everyday Barbecue. My name is Mike, and today we're going to do some steak taco keto wraps, and I'm going to show you a very inexpensive cut of meat that you can use for these tacos. It's way cheaper than flank, it's way cheaper than skirt. Coming up right now. Alright, to start with, I wanted to show you guys a wrap or tortilla that I've been using for the past few months here at home whenever we make tacos or burritos. And normally don't share these things with you guys unless I've used it and tried it. And there's two of these in particular that I've really come to like. They're both made by this company, Tomeros. So there's that. And you can see there's only 60 calories and 3 net carbs in one of these wraps. And to be honest, there's not a whole lot of difference between this and a flour tortilla as far as taste. These are one of those brands that I found that just tend to be very good. So you're not really even realizing that you're not eating flour. Here's the other one. The first one I showed you was a multigrain. This one is a garden veggie. This has 6 net carbs per wrap. But both of these are significantly less than what you find in a typical tortilla, which is like 17 grams or more of carbs just in one. So anyway, we're gonna make one steak taco wrap with each one of those, and I'll do a taste test at the end. Probably the more important part of this episode is that my kids love this meal. They love steak tacos or steak burritos. My youngest daughter is somebody who just loves steak. Every single day that we're cooking outside, she wants steak. She's trying to pop into my video. Anyway, I'll have her for the taste test. How's that? Now, it's hard to afford buying all this steak, 3 pounds worth every time we do this meal, because we'll have this stuff for a day or so after even. And typically when you're doing this type of meal, you're using skirt steak or you're using flank steak. Those two cuts of meat are around my area, or if they're on sale, they're $9.99 a pound, and then they're up to $15 a pound plus. But one day, and you guys all know I have tried tri-tip lots of different ways. I've cooked it whole, I've cut it into steaks. One day I bought a tri-tip, I made thin slices, and then I cut those into little small bite-sized pieces and I made tacos. I was really amazed at the results. I got that premium filet mignon type flavor, and it just went great in the tacos. So I have not bought anything but tri-tip since I did that. So let's get started with this recipe. I'm gonna show you how I cut this tri-tip so that you can do this at home and save money and eat well. All right, I've got 2 of these tri-tips. They're both about 1.5 pounds a piece. And you can see there's some nice marbling in here. I just buy these at my local grocery store. The first step in this is to remove the fat off the fat side. So we're just gonna go ahead and flip this over, and we're not gonna try to lose a lot of meat here. We just wanna get this fat and silver skin off. And there we go, that's really good. Now we're gonna turn this over and start making our slices. Now you can see our grain is running this way. So I want to make my first slice across the grain. This way, when I cut it back across again the second time, I know it doesn't matter how big those pieces are. This is all going to be tender for every single bite. So we're just going to make some nice thin slices across the grain here. All right, so now I've laid all these across here. They're all strips that we cut. Now we're just going to cut across all these. And the size to this is really up to your preference. I just want to go bite size, something that you don't have to chew very much. So when you're done cutting, here's what you're left with. Very nice, small, manageable, bite-sized pieces. So that's the first one. I showed you how to do it. I've got one more to do, and then we're going to get out to the Camp Chef griddle, and we're going to cook this up. All right, so here's what we're left with. This is ready to get out on the griddle. If I didn't mention it already, the tri-tip comes from the bottom sirloin, I believe. I'll put a diagram of it up here just so you can see, because some people don't even know about tri-tip around the country. They haven't seen it in the stores. This is a really good cut of meat that's inexpensive. This is $4 to $6 a pound in my area, depending on whether or not it's on sale, and it just blows everything else away for that money. Chuck eye is another cut that I like to use for steaks, but for tacos, it's hard to beat this tri-tip. So we're gonna get outside, we're gonna cook this steak up. Since this is keto, I'm not gonna be doing all kinds of veggies and stuff like that. We're gonna do one of each of these wraps. Outside, we'll build it. We're gonna put some Chihuahua cheese on here. We're gonna go with some El Yucateco sauce because there are 0 carbs in the El Yucateco sauce. Maybe drop a little bit of pico on there and some cilantro. So for now, let's get outside, get this griddle started, and get this stuff cooked up. Let's get this steak on. Just to keep this keto friendly and plenty tasty, we're just going with a little bit of garlic salt. Alright, we are getting there. I apologize if the lighting is bad. It has been raining all day long and pouring. The yard is flooded and the lighting out here isn't great, but got a light out here with me and we are doing our best. The steak is almost ready to come off. Just need a couple more minutes. It just smells so beautiful out here. My neighbors are probably wondering what I'm doing. In case you're watching, hello Kevin, hello Heather. No, I'm going to take a taste. So good. Alright, it's good to go. It's time to get this off. I washed out this bowl just so you guys know, and I'm lining it with tin foil just to keep this steak warm. I'm going to go ahead and get all this steak off, and I'll meet you guys inside. I was going to build those wraps out here, but with the lighting being what it is, I think we're going to be better off doing that inside, so I'll see you guys inside. Alright, this is nice and hot. Look how beautiful this is. I just want to show you guys how tender this is. Just look at this. Time to build some wraps. I don't really know how to pronounce this brand name. It's Tomorrow or Tomorrow. I'll show you the bag again. I'm not sure if these are available where you live. If not, I'm going to see if they're on Amazon. If so, I'll put a link down in the description. But they both taste great. Obviously, the smaller one is the one with less carbs. This is the multigrain. This is the garden veggie. So I'm going to build one wrap with each of these. Start with some steak. Now I've got some nice freshly shredded Chihuahua. And now just a little bit of pico on each one. And my favorite hot sauce, green, 0 carb. Green version, I should say. They have 6 or 7 different versions. All right, let's roll these up. There's one. I'm not a very good roller, by the way. You might take that the wrong way. Okay, there's 1 and 2. Now let's go ahead and cut these in half. So here's my multigrain and the garden veggie. Man, I can't wait for the taste test. I told you guys I'd have her in the taste test, so here she is. She's the main reason why I make this meal, because she would request it every day. Or she does request it every day, actually, don't you? Yeah, you do. Don't lie. What do you always ask Daddy for?
Steak.
Well, there you go. All right, so we've got a little bowl of steak for her because this is how she eats it. She doesn't do tacos or burritos. She just does steak in a bowl or on a plate. I'm going to try each one of these and tell you if I notice a difference in these low-carb tortillas. Are you ready? Go ahead and get a piece of steak on your fork. Here we go. Come on.
Bye.
All right. Cheers. This is the multi-grain, by the way. We don't starve her, she just genuinely loves steak. Okay, so you could taste just a slight difference between that and a traditional tortilla, but it is still very good. Not enough to make me not want to eat it, and to be honest, it adds a little bit of a different flavor. But the steak, the cheese, the pico, and the sauce is really what's shining, and that's the same thing when you're eating it with a traditional tortilla. All right, now we'll try the garden veggie. One more close-up for you. Cheers. She's almost eaten this whole bowl of steak already. Cheers, sweetheart. Love you. Here we go. Delicious. This isn't even the worst. I mean, a lot of times when I do videos, they have to wait to eat, and so they're really starving, but we're kind of on time today, and this is just how much she loves steak. All right, so let's get into this. The garden veggie, I definitely like better. It's got a little bit of a softer texture, more traditional tortilla-like, and I guess I just like the flavor a little bit better too, but they're both very good. They're very good alternatives for low carb. Now we could have put all kinds of stuff in here. We could have done onions and peppers, and we could have done crema. I'm not a big sour cream fan, but I love crema. But I wanted to keep the carbs down and keep the calories down and try to make this a little healthy. These are definitely smaller than a traditional burrito, but they are bigger than a taco, so they're kind of right in the middle. Anyway, look, I'm rambling, and she's making fun of me. What do we say at the end of every video? Thank you all for watching. Take care. Till next time, we will see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.